I absolutely love that song. Oh, we're back. So, I guess we should probably just get into this, right? So, let's start. Let's get in with the intro, right? That's what everyone wants, they want the intro. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Red Pandacast. Oh my god, I almost said Red Panda Rants. This is how long I haven't done one of these for. It's like nearly over a week or something. It's even worse than that. I think it's like 15, 16 days. Like, I just had problems that I've been dealing with and trying to sort out. And finally, we're at to a point where I've dealt with most of them. And a lot of them was upgrading the avatar and sort of sorting that out. And as you can tell, it actually moves with my mouth now. The voice is doing the thing. And my head is moving. And my hair is moving. And I actually look like a fucking person. Which is amazing. But we're gonna hop into what we did with the Red Pandacast. Is that some news and then some gaming stuff. So, we're starting off with news always, as we always do. And there's some good news, there's some bad news. Well, actually, it's mainly good news. There actually isn't anything, like, completely terrible this week, which is all like, awesome in some ways. I mean, there is completely terrible stuff going on in the world, don't get me wrong, but we're just not covering that, because we don't we don't cover that in this. Hey, Anne, how are you doing, Anne? Look, my hair moves, Anne. Do you like my hair? It's all swishy. It's swishy, and I like it.
The cat in the background.
I know there's a cat in the background. The cat in the background does stuff.
Yes, but there is a cat.
Yes, I know there is a cat. There's meant to be a cat. That's my cat. Her name is Mog. Mog doesn't really come over, though. So how are you, Anne? How are you doing?
It's a cute Kate.
It's a cute Kate. I presume you meant cat. But anyways...
I want more cat.
Okay. Okay, we love the cat. We love the cat. Everybody loves the cat. Yeah. So, moving into the first topic. No, I will not give cat. My cat. You have two cats. Play with your cats. You have two cats. Play with your cats. But,
I need more.
The first topic of the day is from people, and it's about Britney Spears. Conservative reform becomes law in California amid the tension on Britney Spears case. Governor Gavin Newsom signed a bill that will emphasize transparency and add penalties for conservatives who are found by courts that act against the best interests of their clients. Britney has a dog. Britney did have dogs. She might still have dogs. One of her house people tried to take her dogs. That was something that happened. Yeah, that was kind of messed up. The new law comes amid intense coverage of Britney Spears' case in the state, where she is seeking to change her own conservatorship, and the suspension of the father, James Spears, as conservator of his estate after 13 years. Yes, the father has been suspended. And she knows more than that. Her father's been removed. She's getting a new conservator, but her conservatorship hasn't ended, but people want her conservatorship to end. And it's an odd one. Like, so, her lawyer got her father removed, which is what she wanted, which is good. That's, we can all agree that that's a good thing. But at the same time, for some reason, they didn't remove the conservatorship, so I don't know whether that's because she didn't want it removed, or because a lawyer thought they wouldn't get it removed, or other people are speculating that it's because they want the conservatorship to remain in place so they can gather evidence of what the father and everyone was doing, so once they do remove it, they can sue the father and everyone for all the things that they did against the interests of Britney Spears.
She is free now.
She's free, yes, in the sense that she's got a new conservator of her own choosing, but free in the sense that she's not under conservatorship, no. And that's the thing, right? You want her to be free in the sense that she has no conservatorship and
That's so stupid.
Yeah, so that's kind of where it's at. Her father is her conservator. She gets to choose a new one with a lawyer, as long as the court approves it, and that's good in itself, but they didn't remove it completely. But it doesn't seem like her attorney went for that, so it's rather confusing. So people have been postulating that it's a different reason that they want someone who's on their side to be the conservator and have access to everything that her father was doing. But I don't understand why they couldn't have just subpoenaed that information and removed the conservatorship. I don't understand. Like, there's something going on here. But the new bill is set to come out. You know, the bill saw a unanimous support throughout the process because we know there are systemic failures when it comes to conservatorships in California. Assembly member Evan Lau, who introduced the bill, said in a statement where the bill was passed by a California legislator, "We've seen the heartbreaking case of Britney Spears play out in the public eye, but there are hundreds, if not thousands, of other cases in which families are struggling," Lau said. "We need to do everything in our power to help them and their loved ones receive the care and support they need." I don't understand conservatorships because obviously we don't have them in the UK or in Europe. I don't know anywhere actually else in the world that they have them. I know of guardianships where a family member is underage and has to be under a guardianship, or there's also power of attorney where someone gets too old or sick and they hand over their power of attorney to someone. But conservatorships seem like a whole different process. So Judge Brenda Penny agreed with Britney Spears' attorney Matthew Rosengard to suspend the father's role in the state conservatorship, replacing him with John Zibel temporarily. According to court documents obtained by People, Spears' father has stated in his filings that the pop star may no longer need a conservatorship. To his daughter's attorney Matthew Rosengard told People is a massive legal victory for the singer as the case moves forward. I mean, yeah, the gig's up, right? Hopefully she gets out of it completely. But I think there's more that's going to come out of this with her father and everyone. Like, there's going to be more, it's going to be ugly, and yeah. This whole thing's just going to, it's going to spiral. There's going to be so much more that comes from this. This isn't the end. And this isn't going to be the only case. This is the first case, and obviously it's Britney Spears, so it's very high profile. But there's going to be other cases that come out through this, and through the new law and stuff in the future when it's passed and everything goes through. There's going to be so much more, and I don't think it's going to be pretty at all. I really, really don't. But moving on to Variety. Box office Venom sequel feasts on monstrous $90 million debut, setting a pandemic record. So yeah, Venom Let There Be Carnage rose to $90.1 million in its debut, setting a new record. It's an impressive result, one that provides a lifeline to the struggling movie theatres. But yes, it is a victory for Tom Hardy. It's a victory for the Venom franchise, right? So here's what it's beaten. It's beaten the latest James Bond film. It has beaten Shang-Chi, which everyone went, Shang-Chi's amazing. It's amazing. Marvel did so great with this film. Venom, that nobody was even talking about really before it came out, has smashed that, and it also smashed Black Widow too.
I will watch it in the cinema.
Although, apparently Black Widow did do better in terms of that it had the Disney Plus thing, but let's not count that because, But, yeah, I won't watch it in cinema because I don't go to cinemas anymore. It's a number of reasons with that one, but it's nothing to do with anything to do with everything that's been going on is to do with the fact that in the UK, cinemas are ridiculously expensive and it's frankly not worth it. And I want to put this in perspective. If I go to the cinema, it costs me to go to the cinema £10-20 in... No, £12-24 in taxis. 10... actually, depending on what screen you get, between £10 and £15. So another... You're saying another £25-30. Then you have drinks and stuff. So that's like another £6-7 each. So in total it costs to go to cinema for 2 people around £50 to £75. Yeah. So that's why I don't go to the cinema. Because it's stupidly expensive in the UK.
I will watch it for you, Kappa, and tell you how good it is.
You can do. I appreciate that. Apparently everyone who's seen it last said it's been good. Venom Let There Be Carnage is on track to join those blockbusters as 2021's biggest earners. The film is playing on in cinemas as opposed to being available on hybrid release, i.e. streaming platforms. We are also pleased that the page of theatrical exclusivity has been rewarded with record results. Sony chairman Tom Rothman said in a statement to press, "With apologies to Mr. Twain, the death of movies has been greatly exaggerated." Overseas, Venom Let There Be Carnage opened in Russia with 13.8 million. The film will debut in Latin America next week, landing in most major international markets. So yeah, Venom's doing well, and it's been well received, and apparently it's darker than the first one as well, which interests me because I did like the first one, but I did think that it didn't go dark enough with terms of Venom and all that. So but that's whatever. So moving on to Apple TV, and this is from imore.com. Apple TV show Ted Lasso signs $500,000 deal with the Premier League to use logos, footage and more. So the biggest issue that I've had with Ted Lasso is that whilst it's thoroughly well put together, the show is amazing. Really enjoy it. Love the cast, love the characters and all that. And it's just thoroughly entertaining to watch. Like, honestly, out of all the shows that have came out in the last year and a bit, Ted Lasso has been a joy to watch. And they've now signed a deal with the Premier League. So the hugely popular show Ted Lasso has reportedly handed over £500,000 in order to be able to use the Premier League's logos, team kits, and even the trophy in episodes. As well as that, apparently they're also allowed to use some footage from the Premier League as well. So, yeah. So the deal reported by The Athletic with mild spoilers comes after Premier League bosses were partly unsure about the show initially. However, the executives have grown to love the show's folksy charm. And it really does have that. It does feel like a proper, actual football TV show. And I think that's what's made it thoroughly entertaining for me to watch, at least. Especially with the fact that I just don't watch actual football anymore because it's just the way it went. It's kind of... They've kind of taken the culture of football with the modern era in that sense, but taken the heart and feeling from the past, like 2 decades ago. It's taken like that kind of heart from it, and it's made it thoroughly entertaining to watch. So, I won't go through that bit. It remains to be seen how exactly this deal will pan out and where Premier League logos and whatnot will pop up. But there's one thing that's certain: the future for Ted Lasso season will be more realistic than ever, and that sounds good to me. And I agree with the writer of this article. The only thing that I had to gripe about with the show was that it wasn't as realistic, and now they have the ability to make it thoroughly realistic and that's wonderful because it will mean that the games will be more realistic. They can have appearances of actual football players from the Premier League and stuff. They can use footage as well of like competing teams, and just all of that will make it so much better. It will make it amazing. That's what I'm saying. But moving on to IndieWire, did you know that there's gonna be a Gladiator 2? Well, apparently it's being written. So yeah, Ridley Scott is working on Gladiator 2. It was all the way back in November 2018 when Deadline reported that Ridley Scott, Oscar-winning Gladiator, will be getting a sequel penned by Top Gun Maverick screenwriter Peter Craig. The first story details include the plot centering on Lucius, the son of Connie Nielsen's character Lucilla from the original film. Lucius is the nephew of Joaquin Phoenix's Commodus, the usurper Roman emperor, killed by Russell Crowe's Maximus. So yeah, obviously Crowe's character died at the end, so obviously Russell Crowe isn't going to be back in this one. This isn't like a pre-thing, this is a sequel, so Russell Crowe won't be in this, but apparently the characters of Lucius, the son of Lucilia, is going to come back, and it's going to be a story, and apparently it's inspired around... So, that's wrong. Apparently, Lucius is inspired by Maximus, and that's what the film's going to be based around. Apart from that, there's not really much known about it, but I did think it was interesting, and I actually kind of in the vibe for a Roman film. I don't think we've had a good Roman film for a while. Obviously, Ridley Scott's doing it. He did the original Gladiator, so I think that in terms of where the show goes and stuff, that could be great with him at the helm. I don't think there's a Ridley Scott film that I've watched where I've been like, this is bad. I've liked most of the work he's done, so this is one that I'm not going to say is going to be great. I'm not going to say that now, you know how things go and how things get twisted and changed. But I feel like with him at the helm, the commanding power, I don't think there's anyone who can override him. This is his baby, and I expect good things from it. He's also working on a film about Napoleon, and that also intrigued me because I didn't know he was doing that. But that could be potentially good as well, and I will be interested to see where that one goes. So, yeah. But let's move on to AP News. Captain Kirk, William Shatner, is going to space aboard the Blue Origin rocket. So, yep, this comes from Cape Canaveral, Florida. Captain Kirk is rocketing in space next week, boldly going where no other sci-fi stars have gone. Jeff Bezos' space travel company Blue Origin announced Monday that Star Trek actor William Shatner will blast off from West Texas on October 12th. Yes, it's true, I'm going to be a rocket man, the 90-year-old tweeted. He added, it's never too late to experience new things. I mean, that's a wonderful way to look at the world, but also you have the money to do it. Not that I'm discrediting that it's not amazing. I'm really happy for him that he gets to do something that he enjoys. And I hope he has a good time and that everything goes safe and that everyone's well and that it goes, swellingly and all that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see this. But Shatner will become the oldest person to go to space. He'll join 3 others, 2 of them paying customers. Aboard the Blue Origin capsule, he'll wind up being the 2nd actor to reach space this month. Usher is launching an actress in the film directed to the International Space Station on Tuesday for almost 2 weeks of movie making. Shatner's flight, by comparison, will last just 10 minutes and reach no higher than about 66 miles, 106 kilometers. The capsule will parachute back to the desert floor, not far from where it took off. With flights short or long, space tourism is picking up steam fast. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a thing, right? It's a thing. and more people will want to do it. Will it be commercialized in our time? Who knows? Probably not for the average person. But it will definitely become a thing that happens more and more often. Hopefully just do it in an ecologically friendly way, right? And that's kind of what you want from this. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. I like the idea that Captain Kirk is gonna go to space. Like, the Captain Kirk is gonna go to space. That seems like, a fair thing. Now on to one of the actual sad things. Oh, and this comes from Iowa. This comes from CBS2Iowa.com. Iowa high school quarterback ejected after complaining to ref about a point yelling a racial slur. So this comes from Earlham, Iowa. An investigation is underway by 2 Iowa schools that met on the football field and walked away with an accusation of racial slurs flung at a player. It happened Friday night during a homecoming game for Earlham as they hosted Southwest Valley. In the fourth quarter, Earlham quarterback Darrell Matcham carried a QB keeper towards the Southwest Valley sideline and ran out of bounds. It was then that Matcham said at least one player told him to stay down, followed by a racial slur. No penalty was directed towards the visiting team for the comment, but Matcham was ejected after he was penalised for swearing at the referee about it. And he did swear at the referee, that's why he got ejected, and he thoroughly admits that. He does not deny it. He says, I did swear at the referee, I lost my cool, I was angry, that wasn't right. He said, I was just so furious of what they said to me, and that made me lose my cool. And he's not here. The slur got to him. That really hurt me because I felt like there was refs around and people around that should have control over it, and I got penalised for standing up for myself, said Matcham. To make matters worse, it was a tight game on homecoming night, just after Matcham had been crowned homecoming king. Now both schools involved have released a joint statement saying they will investigate multiple concerns from Friday night's game, not only the racial slurs, but also fan behaviour overall. So apparently there was multiple issues with this. There was just stuff that happened all over the place, and yeah, it's not good, is it? It's not good. The Earlham and Southwest Valley administration are both aware of and actively investigating multiple concerns stemming from the game. Toward the end of the football game, an Earlham player reported an inappropriate racial slur. And additionally, at the conclusion of the football game, accusations were made of inappropriate and aggressive fan and spectator behaviour. So it doesn't look like it was just one issue in this match. It looks like there was multiple issues, and that's, you never want to see that spot in game. You always want to see good behaviour all around, and you can understand his reaction. It's sad that he's young, right? He's young, so you can't expect him to have the same restraint as a fully grown adult to not get angry about those things. So it's understandable in many ways why he got angry and swore at the referee. But at the same time, he even acknowledges himself and says, what I did wasn't mature. I got heated. I acted inappropriately. And me getting taken off the pitch, that was my fault. I think the fact that the other people didn't get taken off the pitch who, said some stuff that they definitely should not have said is concerning. And it's good that both schools are looking into it. And I hope that there's a resolution that comes from this that, you can't change the game. He did what he did. They did what they did. You can't do that. You can't change that. But hopefully there'll be sanctions on the players and there'll be a response, and at least there can be some education and some justice done, so at least the person who was hurt by this can, at least feel like they were... I don't even know the word for it, because there isn't really a word for it. There's nothing that makes up for it. There really isn't anything that makes up for it. I just hope that they feel like their concerns were addressed, right? But yeah, as for Matchumi says, he just wants to see change. It was just heartbreaking for me because I felt like nobody should ever be judged by the colour of their skin. It should be more about the character and not about the colours of somebody's skin. I feel like it's taught at home and it should never happen ever. And yeah, I mean, it's justifiable in some way. Like, what he says is, like, you can understand why he says it, and yeah. So we're moving on, and we're going to Twitter. And on Twitter, Monster Hunter Rise is coming to Steam on January 12th. Yep, January 12th, Monster Hunter Rise is coming to Steam, apparently. So, yeah, there isn't really a lot with this. This person's point is going to be 4K, high resolution textures, frame rate, optimized, keyboard, mouse spot, voice chat, ultra wide spot. But apparently there is some gameplay from IGN Japan. So we're going to have a look at that. I'm going to mute it though because I'm pretty sure the music's copyrighted. So we're going to mute that and we're going to hop this up here. And we're going to watch this and check it out. But there's like some gameplay. Where are we going to go to? We'll go to like... here.
Well,
We'll go, like,
they
here.
have cute cats on Monster Hunter 3.
There's all sorts of stuff here. But this is apparently going to be the game. I mean, I haven't played Monster Hunter, so I don't know a lot about the game. I only watched, like, Morgenstern play it. That's pretty, like, much it. I mean, it does look like an interesting game. I've never, like, really played or tried or anything. And it's cool and stuff. But, like, the game looks pretty. Although, I can't... Obviously, this is IGN in Japan and I can't read Japanese, so... I don't know how well this is all put together. I also don't know whether this is going to be the final UI or whether this is going to be the universal UI. Sometimes they do something different for different regions with games. But, like, it looks interesting. I mean, it's not the typical game I'd play, but I can understand why people play it. But, there's like 9 minutes of this. So, if you want to watch it, it's on IGN Japan's, YouTube page. But, it does look like it's well put together so far. Yeah. I mean, there's not more I can say about that, really. I can watch the full 9 minutes, but I still would not know anything more than now. Jeff Bezos. On New World, after many failures and setbacks in gaming, we have a success. So, this is Jeff Bezos talking about New World, the game that was recently released by Amazon. After many failures and setbacks in gaming, we have a success. So proud of the team for the persistence. View setbacks as helpful obstacles that drive learning. Whatever your goals are, don't give up no matter how hard it gets. At Play New World. So yeah, he's retweeting an article from CNBC about Amazon's new game, which is very popular on Twitch, especially at launch. It's been very popular. People have enjoyed it. It seems to have a wide player base. A lot of people are still talking about it now. A lot of people I know are talking about it now. I haven't personally watched a lot of it or played a lot of it.
Nice some news about the Q simulator laughing smiley.
Yeah, that is one thing about the game. There's a lot of queues. They don't have enough servers. Apparently that's been worked on though. I'm not sure what happened there. I mean, it's a weird one in the sense that Amazon has a lot of goddamn servers. They have so many servers. So it's kind of weird that they don't have enough servers for their own game. But maybe it was just they didn't expect the game to be so popular, right? So yeah, that's one thing that has to be worked on. But people are saying like, oh, well if he's a 1 year old, it isn't a success, is it? But then other people point out, maybe they've made all the money back and they've started making a profit. Something tells me that the only form of success Bezos is interested in is whether it has made money or not. Making a good piece of art or an engaging experience doesn't really seem to be his thing. I mean, it's fair. Like, you can argue it both ways, right? But I think it just comes down to that. They made their money and they're happy. And they have the player base, right? So, I don't know. Like, personally, for me, I don't see why you wouldn't argue it's a success. There's a lot of people playing it. There's a lot of people watching it. There's a lot of attention around it. In terms of new games that have come out recently, I think this is one of the largest engagements we've seen for a long time in terms of viewership and players to a completely new IP. So I can understand why you're saying it's a success. And you could also, there's there's a thing where people in the comment section, I'm not gonna like look for all them out and call them out or anything. But there's people in the comment section who says like R-size PC gaming all hate new games in the gaming community, and that kind of seems to be like a little bit of a thing on this platform. That this subreddit that they do seem to be a little bit salty about the games that people play, which is surprising. So yeah, that's a thing which is a little bit disturbing on some levels. But yeah, let's move on to the next one, which is another one from Twitter. And this is about eFootball. eFootball, made by Konami, which is meant to be the spiritual successor from Pro Evolution Soccer. Now, everyone expected that this would be a bigger, grander Pro Evolution Soccer that was free to play, that millions upon millions of people could enjoy around the world. And I guess, but at the same time, no. This is a buggy pile of, like, absolute swamp rubbish. It's bad. So, after the release of eFootball 2022, we received lots of feedback and requests regarding game balance. That includes pass speed and defense operation. Yeah. What I mean by defense operation is defenders literally assaulting attackers. We would also like to acknowledge that there have been reports of problems users have experienced with cutscenes, facial expressions, movements of players, and the behaviour of the ball. And by cutscenes and facial expressions, I'm not gonna lie, they're quite terrifying. I watched Stephanie Sterling's video upon this, which is on YouTube. I thoroughly recommend people watch it. And I'm not gonna lie, I was genuinely disturbed by the facial expressions that these characters were performing. And as for movements of players, I have seen a number of players and other NPCs in the game faceplant on the ground. There's been some horrific stuff. The behaviour of the ball, I don't have too much to comment on. But yeah, Konami, they are very, very sorry for the problems. I want to assure everyone that they will take all concerns seriously and strive to improve the current situation. Oh, they have a lot to improve. After watching Stephanie Sterling's video, it was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, it cracked me up. It really, really did. I want to play his content though because, I think people should watch that on their own. But oh my god, if anyone was expecting Pro Evolution Soccer, like levels of quality, that is not what you got. And it is one of the worst rated games on Steam. It's overwhelmingly negative. That's how bad it is. It got overwhelmingly negative. It even got the tag by some players who managed to tag it as psychological horror. Imagine having your football game tagged as psychological horror. Oh my god. How do you mess up so bad? Oh, it cracked me up on so many levels. But okay, we're gonna get into trailers. We're gonna get into trailers now. Oh god. But yeah, they messed this game up so badly. We're gonna get into trailers of upcoming games that people actually want to play. Oh, Konami's gonna have to fix that for weeks. It's gonna take ages. They're not gonna have that done in like 2 weeks. They're gonna have to like overhaul so many things in that game that they did badly. So we're moving on to trailers, and this one is from The Escapist. They have 1.2 million subscribers. This is a Westworld preview, and it's described as Dishonored meets Red Dead in an immersive sim. And I have no idea what this is about, so let's hop into this while I continue laughing.
The immersive sim is a fascinating genre. I absolutely love games like Dishonored and Prey. The way their systems and mechanics allow for the player to express their own story in a wonderfully crafted world feels truly remarkable. The level of interaction at play in their small, dense playgrounds seem to exist in polar opposition to the vast and sprawling open worlds of many modern AAA games. But I'll be the first to admit that the genre can have an overwhelmingly steep barrier to entry, which scares away some players who would otherwise enjoy what the games have to offer. That might be what impressed me most about my hands-off demo of Weird West, the first game from Wolfeye Studios, a 25-person team created from many folks who worked at Arcane on some of those aforementioned classics.
Ooh. This looks interesting. I like the look of this, I do. Although my volume's way too high, there we go.
As its title suggests,
Yeah.
West is a western with traces of gothic horror and science fiction
Ooh.
through its veins. It's isometric,
Why did it say
quasi-cel-shaded
Dishonored, though?
world with a simplistic yet timeless sense of style inspired by
Okay.
French comic books. But more importantly, it removes some of those immersive sim barriers.
Oh,
while still
I see
delivering
the Red
deep
Dead
gameplay
theme.
and a rewarding sense of experimentation.
I see the
In a
Red Dead
traditional
thing.
immersive sim, the amount of options, information, and choices present in any
Oh my
game
God.
can feel a bit daunting at first.
Okay.
From what I've seen so far, Weird West seems to streamline the gameplay and UI without giving
Oh,
up
wow.
that level of player
You get bear
interaction that makes
summons.
the genre so special. My short demo was filled with
Whoa.
moments of experimentation and player agency. The world
This
was
thing is
littered
kinda
with
mental.
simple equations that make logical sense.
This game looks
Put a
good.
bucket in the rain and it'll fill with water.
I'm gonna mute that audio, but the audio in the background though, because that's kind of annoying. This looks interesting though. This is like, I'm presuming this is single player. It kind of looks single player. But this looks fun. I get why people say it looks like Red Dead. What's the other game? Red Dead Revolver as well. Kind of reminds me of that in some ways. But this is cool. But I want to know what the Dishonored vibes is. Is that like the powers and stuff? Is that like what the Dishonored vibe is? Like powers and just some of the special things that characters could do? Feel like some of the perks from Dishonored? But yeah. This genuinely looks interesting. I'm kind of excited for this in some ways. Alright, we'll move on to the next one. This looks cool though. Like, even the art style's awesome. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Borderlands with, like, texturing and the outlines and stuff. I like it. I like it. I do get the Red Dead theme though, like, from everything. There's a very, very heavy Red Dead theme in this. So moving on to the next one, which is Atelier Sophie II. And I don't know what Atelier Sophie 1 is, but it's from Quaytecom, America. Today we announced a new chapter in the heartwarming Atelier series, Atelier Sophie II, The Alchemist of the Mysterious Dream. The latest entry in the series follows the beloved alchemist Sophie Neuenmüller. Oh, she's German. She's German, Anne. Shortly after her adventures in 2016's Atelier Sophie, the alchemist of the whatever. So yeah, we're going to watch the trailer and see what it's about.
あまり急ぐと転びますよ。
This game looks weird though.
行こう、プラフター。私、ソフィーの家ミラー。あなたと同じ錬金術師なの。いいこと起こりそうな予感。
One weird thing is, it looks like I designed the characters.
Looks like Genshin.
It looks like I designed the characters.
これはここ。
I don't know about Genshin though.
だから私がプラフタですって。まさかこんな反応が。
できる人ができることをやるのが一番。
てや、よし、頑張っていこう。この剣は切れますよ。本気でいくよ。
But yeah, it looks like sort of some weird Final Fantasy versus Genshin stuff. But I will say my character seems to look betterly designed than their characters.
みんな準備はいい
Don't know how
よね。
that one works,
行くよ。
but apparently I look better than them.
ソフィーのアトリエ2、不思議な夢の錬金術師。
But yeah, I guess that's interesting. Steam! Steam Next Festival demo available for Starship Troopers Terrain Command. There's going to be a new Starship Troopers game. Well, it's going to be a Starship Troopers game. This isn't exactly exciting. We're not going to watch all of this. But we're just going to play like a little bit. But it's sort of a Total War game of Starship Troopers. You move people about. It's like Total War meets XCOM kind of thing. You have squads and command them to do stuff. I mean, it looks interesting. I don't know if I'll play it though, honestly. Like, I love Total War and stuff, but as for other games in this genre, I don't know. It's hard investing your time and stuff like that, but I mean, it looks good. It looks good. In some ways, if you like this kind of game and stuff. I don't know if everyone likes this kind of game, though. Personally, it more comes down to the IP than it does down to the game and stuff. That's what it comes down to for me, is like the IP. I mean, I do love Starship Troopers, though, so who knows? It looks well put together, though. Yeah. Like, it's kind of mental in some ways. I mean, it looks okay. I just don't know if people will be into it. Personally, it's kind of a hit or miss from me. It really is a hit or miss. It doesn't look bad though, it looks well put together. I just don't know, like £24? £24, I don't think I'd play it for that much, honestly. Like, I can get Horizon Zero Dawn for £16, so why would I pay 24 to play a game like this when I can play Horizon, right? I don't know, yeah, it is a weird one. The world works weirdly. Oh, so let's back up with that for a second. We need a little bit of a preamble to this one. So, I need to translate the page. That did translate the page. Hot-blooded, hardline, Kunio-kun, Gaiden River City Girls 2. Okay, so this is Gaiden River City Girls 2. I forgot the title because I chose this some days ago. But this is, like, I actually just watch it. Just watch it and you'll see. But this is kind of like a little bit of a nutty game, but it actually looks really, really good. But yeah, it's like a 2D side scroller with like some anime and comic-y art styles. Like it's mental.
遅刻確定じゃん。ありえね
私は悪くないもん。
I like the art style. It reminds me very much of Sonic. River City Girls too.
え。ヴァンパイアをパンチするゲーム。
It reminds me of like
おかしくなっちゃってな
a
い？
side fighter and Sonic-y art style.
全員調べてみる？
絶対疲れるやつじゃん。
うん。やっぱ今のなし。
じゃあ一緒に行かない？
私たち。
This actually looks fun though.
でゲーム
If this is priced right, this could be really fun.
ハイスコア取れたか。
Like if this is $10, then this is a fun game.
だったよ。だと。
But yeah, I actually like this. I think this will be interesting.
私たちだってプロだし、悪い奴らを殴ったり。
The characters look cool. The fight looks fluid.
うざがらみなら他を当た
I'm
り
not sure how the two characters work together though.
可愛いからってなめんなよ。リバーシティガールズ2。
Oh, so I got a horrific one next. This, oh my god. Whoever came up with this, they are psychotic. I don't know what they are. They're crazy. They have issues. I don't know what the problems are. At the same time, they are freaking geniuses because I wanted to be terrified by this for so long. So, 2 levels to this one. There is my absolute disdain that everyone could ever create something like this. And then there's my absolute admiration and joy that someone has created something like this. So someone like me could be tormented by something like this. So let's hop into this one. And this one is called Choo Choo Charles. Yes. 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 It's what you think it is. It is the horrific Thomas the Tank Engine. That is what you just saw. We're moving. We have a choo-choo train. We're going. There's a creepy guy. There's a creepy guy. Dirty countryman. Funny joke, kid. Real funny. Yeah. This is pretty much what I think it is, which is a horrific horror Thomas the Tank Engine game. It is a horrific horror Thomas the Tank Engine game. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. This is a thing. This is a thing. Someone created. And I was sat there, I was like, you absolute psychopath. Why would you do something like this? You're gonna horrify a generation. And then at the same time, I was like, I've seen the memes. I've seen the models. And you've made a dream. I don't know how good this is gonna be. I really, really don't. But I honestly hope it is as good as I want it to be. But yeah, oh god, it's scary. That freaked me out. I just it's so messed up. Everyone's seen the horrific Thomas the Tank Engine memes. Like Scary Thomas. This is like Scary Thomas the game. I really hope this guy, or whoever's in charge of this project, that they go fully in depth with this and like really make this horrific experience like the horrific experience, because there's so much potential behind this one. We're gonna move on to another one, which is Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires release date trailer. I'm not exactly excited for this one. I haven't played Dynasty Warriors for a long time. But yeah, here we go. Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. I can't remember the last Dynasty Warriors I played. It was a long time ago. Okay. I don't remember the strategic system. Okay. Oh, so they're making it... no. No. Oh, yes. Oh. Wait, do you control troops or not? A little bit confused. A little bit confused. Alright, it looks good, but... I don't know. When they're trying to make this like Conqueror's Blade, it looks like just Dynasty Warriors to me. I'm not seeing the strategy part. I'm not seeing the promised strategy part to that. It definitely looks like Dynasty Warriors. I'm not saying Dynasty Warriors is bad, like Dynasty Warriors is quite fun. But it doesn't seem to have the strategic part. Like, I didn't see anyone moving units or anything. I saw some stuff with characters, but it didn't potentially look like, you know, specifically strategic, right? Anyone looking at this and thinking, yeah. I guess everyone's thinking, like, what is this? Kind of thing. So, yeah. We're gonna watch one more, I'll save I'll get rid of the rest, because the rest aren't really worth watching. This is a really bad one, as well. So, this is Nano Racing, and this is PC with similar performance to Xbox PS4. Just... this is bad. This is like the worst Trackmania ever. And yeah, just watch and see, and you'll see what I mean. Like, for those of you who aren't watching, it's called Nano Racing. So you're meant to be a tiny car racing, like Hot Wheels or something.
3, 2, 1, go!
And you race, but you go so slowly. Like, I mean really slowly as well. It's not like you're going quickly. 1 second, let me turn the volume down for this. That's way too loud. There's the light there. And then when you do jump, like, what? Like, this is so bad. I don't understand how someone could be making this, and they were like, oh, well, slow car, good. Like, look. Why would you play this and not Trackmania? Why? Like, if you had the choice between the free version of Trackmania and this, why would you not play Trackmania when you could go faster, do jumps, do stunts, and just more than this? This. Like, look. Look. This made me so sad. Look. Oh, this made me so sad. I get the concept. Don't think that I don't get the concept of miniature cars racing about. But this is how they did it. I'm sorry, but no. This is just so broken on so many levels. Like, why would you make it so Nano Racing is just little matchbox cars that don't go fast, that can't do jumps, and the speed boost rewards aren't even... They don't even feel worth it. Okay, he's got a perk. What does the perk do? Like... This is boring. This is legitimately boring. But stop it here. I'm not watching all 5 minutes of this. I am not watching all 5 minutes of that. No way was I going to watch all 5 minutes of that. That is horrendously boring. But yeah, it's just stupid. I don't know. Like, the other games look good. So what games were there? There was Monster Hunter Rise, which, not my cup of tea, but looks okay. We talked about New World, which everyone seems to be in love with, but I haven't played. eFootball, terrible mess of a game. Don't play it. Wait for it to get fixed. If it ever gets fixed. Honestly, there's so much for that game, so far for that game to come that, like, I just don't recommend anyone plays it. Then we have Weird West Preview, which actually looks like a fun game. It looks like it could be interesting, if you're into this style of game. A 2.5D, role-playing, western kind of gig. It reminds me in lots of ways of Red Dead, but 2.5D, right? Atelier Sophie II, not particularly interested in. Starship Troopers, Terran Command, looks okay if you're in that style of game. I'm on the fence about it because I don't know how much time I'd realistically put into a game like that. But at the same time, I do actually like the style. It looks well put together. River City Girls 2 looks good. It looks good. If it's at the right price, I'd play it. Like, if it was $10, $15, that'd be a game that I'd play. That's, like, in the category, but if it's anything more than that, I won't play it. Choo Choo Charles. That, I hope, is a cheap game. It looks like an awesome indie game. So, yep, definitely looking out for that one. Dynasty Warriors, Dynasty Warriors looks like Dynasty Warriors and whatever. It's a fun game, right? You know, it's a thing. But Nano Racing, just Nano Racing, no. On so many levels, no. Just, please, no. No more. I never want to see it again. I never want to hear it again. I am done with, like, that. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the Pandacast, hit that follow button. I appreciate everyone who's watched and listened. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. We talked about a lot of stuff today. Some entertainment and other news. I'm sorry that it would be longer than a week before we done one of these. We'll do more of them. I need to figure out what I want to do with the format. I also need to start the second podcast as well, which I'll let you guys know once I start it. I'll direct you guys over to that as well, which will be different. It's going to be some Reddit stuff, so that should be hopefully entertaining and fun. Obviously with its avatar, new avatar and all that jazz. But yeah, thanks guys for hanging out. I'll see you guys later, and peace out. As for everyone watching on stream, the people on stream, streamy peoples, let's see who's